It's Yu-Gi-Oh time! Hello and welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. Today we're gonna have another look at the Cyber Dragon. I made an updated deck profile for the month of September 2019. After the Mega Tins have dropped, we got some new stuff to play around with, and I wanted to share with you, so let's get into it. For your Cyber Dragon, for your light machine monster lineup, you're playing 3 Cyber Dragons. It's a Cyber Dragon deck. What do you expect? If your opponent controls a monster, you control no monster, you can special summon this guy. Old school stuff was broken back in the day. Now, on itself, not good enough, but that's why we have his little friends. Triple Cyber Dragon Core. If this guy is normal summoned, you can search for a Cyber spell or trap card, also if he's in the graveyard, and you have no monsters, you can banish him to special summon a Cyber Dragon from your deck. Next up, Triple Cyber Dragon Hertz, whatever you want to pronounce it. This guy, most of the time, you will send him to the grave, and then you can search one Cyber Dragon monster, one Cyber Dragon from your deck or from your grave, and in the grave, all of these guys are Cyber Dragons. Also, when you special summon these level 5, you can make him level 5 if you want to, but that's not so relevant. It's really just for the discard. Then we got my good friend Cyber Dragon Nexter. I love this card. This guy is normal or special summoned. You can target one machine monster with 2100 ATK or def from your graveyard, special summon it, and for the rest of this turn you can't special summon anything else but machine monsters. That's the only drawback, and that will be important for the rest of the deck, especially for the special deck, for the extra deck. But finally, to round off your light machines, I got Triple Galaxy Soldier. Now, I've been playing around with this a bit. Maybe you want to cut it down to 2. If you have something else you want to really put in the deck, and I feel like Double Galaxy Soldier also works, but for those of you who don't know what he does, you can send one other light monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this guy. If this guy is special summoned, you can search another one from the deck. The search is a once per turn. The special summon is not a once per turn. So if you have 3 Galaxy Soldiers in the hand and 3 other light monsters, boom, you can special summon 3 Galaxy Soldiers. Hand traps. Now this is where it gets interesting. Triple Ash Blossom. That's not really interesting. If you know the effects of this gal, you can basically everything draw, special summon from the deck, or send a card from the deck to the graveyard. You can just send this gal from your hand to the graveyard and negate that stuff. Then, new Nibiru, the primal being. If your opponent normal or special summons 5 or more times in one turn, you can special summon this card and tribute as many monsters on the field as you want to, and give the opponent a token equal to the ATK and def of the monsters you tributed. Basically, if your opponent special summons, you say stop, put this on the field, wipe his entire board, and then run them over with your Cyber Dragons. That's why this card is really, really good in general, but even better in this deck, because with Cyber Dragon and their power, you can easily OTK somebody if you're just giving them a Nibiru. Put them in defense mode, and then trample over that one, and then attack for a couple more times with your Cyber Dragons. Then I got one Ghost Ogre. First, I was running 3 Nibiru, but I think it's kind of a little bit too much. I like Ogre, simple destruction. When an effect is activated on a face-up card on the field, you can destroy that one. And finally, one Effect Veiler. Once again, if you don't like the flavor of Ogre, you can run 2 Veiler, but I got one Veiler for a specific reason, which we'll see later. We got spell cards, boys. Triple Cyber Emergency. Let me get the English one. No, Cyber Emergency. I have 2 German ones? Wow, what the hell? Anyway, add 1 light machine monster that cannot be normal special summon or 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. If the activation of this card in its owner's possession was negated by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can discard 1 card and add this card back to your hand, but you can only do this once per turn. Perfect search. Just really search a Cyber Dragon. That's it. Yeah, nothing else really matters for this deck in particular. And the OP turn 1 card. If you got this in your hand turn 1, you're like, oh, sweet. Machine Duplication. Put one of the small Cyber Dragons on the field, and then you activate Machine Duplication to call his big brothers from the deck to the field. Cyber Repair Plant. This one is not so good search as Emergency, but if a Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, you can search 1 light machine monster from your deck, which goes for all the Cyber Dragons, but also a very good search for your Galaxy Soldiers. Next up, to combat the meta, we got 2 Called by the Grave. Also, you might want free. I think free is a little bit too bricky, but this is basically to negate your opponent's hand traps effects. And for the one-offs, I still got one Foolish Burial. That's the flavor pick. If you just want to send one Cyber Dragon Herz directly to the graveyard, we got one Cyber Ref System, special summon a Cyber Dragon from your hand or graveyard, cannot be destroyed by card effects. It's neat, it's basically a monster reborn. Then you got one Cyber Load Fusion, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a Cyber Dragon monster as material, or shuffling the fusion materials listed into the deck from among your cards on the field or face up banish. You mostly want to use the banished one, because why would you have your face up cards go back into the deck? That's kind of dumb. But you cannot attack for the rest of this turn except with the fusion summon monster. So, bit of a, well, actually a lot of a drawback. This card is only in here because it's searchable. It's a cyber card, so you can search it with core. Otherwise, I would just run two of these. Overload Fusion. Special summon one Dark Machine Fusion monster by banishing cards from your field or your graveyard. This is so your graveyard is gonna fill up so easily, so you just overload and boom. And if you overload and if you have cyberload, you can shuffle them back into your deck and get another fusion monster. Hooray! Trap cards, and the reason why I'm only running one Effect Veiler is because I have triple infinite impermanence. It's basically the same as Effect Veiler, just a lot better. You can negate the effect of a monster on the field, and if you have no monster on the field, you can play this card from your hand. So it's basically a hand trap in that regard. And you always want to go turn 2, so you get your opponent to go turn 1, and they put like one normal summon on the field, and they go like, oh, now I can search. Nope, you do nothing. And we also have one Cybernetic Overflow. Nice to clean the board. Banish Cyber Dragons with different levels from your hand, field, or graveyard, and then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. So that's another good, nice banish where you can get your Cyber Dragons back with Cyberload Fusion. Extra deck. Chimera Attack Mega Fleet Dragon. This one is basically Kaiju. If you have a Cyber Dragon on the field, you can clean the extra monster zone of your opponent or yourself and just get this guy on the board. Then we got one Chimera Attack Fortress Dragon, just gobbles up all the machine monsters on the field. Then we got two Chimera Attack Rampage Dragons. Now this one's my favorite. If he's special summoned, if he's fusion summoned, you can destroy spell trap cards on the field depending on how many Cyber Dragons you used up to get this guy in the field. Also with a second effect, you can send light machine monsters from your deck to the graveyard to attack 2 more times, so he can attack 3 times in total. Once again, beat down. Like I'm saying, you get this guy and you put one Nibiru on your opponent's field, you destroy the Nibiru, and then you have 2 more attacks. Cyber Dragon Nova, mostly here for Cyber Dragon Infinity, but the effect is not too bad. Once per turn you can detach one material, then target one Cyber Dragon in your graveyard, special summon it, or you can banish one Cyber Dragon from your hand or face up on the field to give this guy 2,100 attack until the end phase. There's some decent protection, whatever. But yeah, most of the time you're gonna get this guy and then go straight into Infinity. Infinity gets 100 attack for each material. Once per turn he can eat an attack position monster from either side of the field just to get a nice attack boost. And also once per turn he has a negate for everything. As long as you have material that you can detach, you can negate. Then we got one Link Karibo just to get your little Cyber Dragons from the field if, you know, just kind of bricking a little bit. I also run Salamangate Al Mirage for the simple reason of one normal summon monsters with 1000 ATK or less. Also goes for Cyber Dragon Core and all the other smaller Cyber Dragon Nexters Hertz. I got one Platinum Gadget. Once per turn you can special summon one level 4 lower machine monster from your hand to a zone this card points to. More special summoning. The only problem is the turn this guy is summoned, you cannot use him as link material, so you cannot extend your plays the turn you summon this one. Speaking of which, if you don't want that, I got one Land Furnicus. Just a generic level 2 with arrows that point left and right. Just needs 2 monsters. And if you got Lambda, you want to run Lambda, but I don't have Lambda. And finally, 2 Cyber Dragon Seeger gives you a nice attack boost during the battle phase. If this card has an attack quick effect, you can target one machine monster you control with 2,100 or more ATK for the rest of this turn. That monster gets 2,100 ATK and death. Also, neither player takes battle damage from this card. So basically, the perfect scenario, your opponent goes to turn 1, he gets a couple of special summons, you give him the Nibiru in defense mode, special summon, Chimera attack, Rampage Dragon. You also get Seeger on the field, so you give Rampage Dragon the 2100 attack boost, you have 4200 attack now, and you can attack 3 times. You're winning, that's game, that's why this is here. That's gonna do it. If you got any more questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Also, I really encourage you to try out the deck first. Go out on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, go out on Dueling Book or wherever and try it out yourself. And if there's any more questions, I'll be happy to answer them. If you have any more ideas, feel free to do so. I mean, one question I can answer right away. Why am I only running level 2 links? Why do I not have Boral Sword or whatnot? Very simple, because if you're playing Cyber Dragon Nexter, for the rest of the turn you can only special summon machine type monsters. And we don't have level 3 or 4 machine type monsters that aren't tied to an archetype or aren't trash. As usual, if you enjoyed this Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, feel free to hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more free reviews, card game stuff, and whatever the Cyber Dragon wants.